Hello, everyone. Can you hear us? Can you hear me? Great. All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I see a lot of you already active in the chat. That's great. We're going to start in a few minutes. Let's wait a few more minutes to wait for more participants. Before we start, today we are obviously going to learn everything about the Lodgify mobile app. But before we start, I wanted to introduce my colleagues that are going to be with me today. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Adriana. I'm the product specialist in the customer success team. And Stephanie is also here with me. She's also in the customer success team. She's going to help us with a question and answer session that we will have at the end of the presentation. And we also have Anila and Kazem. They will help us from the technical perspective. Anila is the product manager. She's in charge of the mobile app project. And Kazem is one of the developers that is dedicated to our Lodgify mobile app. Okay, so it's nice to see a lot of you here. That's great. I have read through the comments and I know that some of you are new to Lodgify. So this is going to be a great opportunity for you to learn a little bit about the product, not just from the mobile app perspective, but in general, the features that our software offers. Before we start, a few reminders. We have a chat section and you are more than welcome to leave your comments there. Hello. We cannot see you, but we can read you. So we are more than happy to answer your questions. If you have specific questions that you would like us to answer at the end of the presentation, the best would be to leave them in the Q&A section. There's an icon on the right side of your screen. There's a toolbar. There's an icon with a question mark. Feel free to leave your questions there so that we can all answer them at the end of the presentation. Okay, so I would say we can start already. I'm gonna be sharing the screen so that you can see a little bit more about the Lodgify app. You can see how it works. Let me know please in the comments if you can see my screen. Can you see it, guys? Great. All right, so welcome to this webinar. In this live session, we're going to learn how to use the Lodgify mobile app. We're going to learn what features are available in the Lodgify app and how to use them so that you can make the most out of the app. You can manage your business on the go. The topics that we will be covering today are, I'm going to clarify what are the difference between the Lodgify apps that are available at the moment, because we have 3 different apps, how to download and log into the app, the calendar options, so the calendar views and the calendar customizations that are available, how to manage your reservation, which I guess it's super important for all of you, both reservations received through the Lodgify website or created manually in your account and imported from our channel manager. We're going to take a look at the dashboard and the inbox section as well. Very important. If I assume that for all of you, it's super important to be able to communicate easily with your guests, and then how you can manage your rentals from the Lodgify app. So as I said, before we start, I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about the 3 different Lodgify apps that are currently available. We have the Lodgify app, which is the app that we will be focusing on today, the PM modules app, and the guest app. So obviously it's 3 different apps. They serve different purposes. So why would you want to use the Lodgify app or the PM modules app or the guest app? Let's see what they are used for. The Lodgify app, which will be, as I said, the focus of our session today, is available to everyone. So as long as you have a Lodgify trial or a Lodgify subscription, you will be able to use the Lodgify app. You And as well, your owners, in case you have owners created in your account, will be able to access the app and use the features that come with it. And this app is used so that you can run your daily operations, so you can manage your bookings, your calendar, manage your availability, your payments, the pre-authorization, and some of the rental details, okay? The PM Modules app instead is an app that is only available to Ultimate subscribers because it gives access to the PM Modules features. What are these features? Control center, so that you can see the analytics of your business, you can see how it's going, you can compare it with the previous year, etc. You can also manage your tasks and team members. So obviously you will be able to invite team members. They can also use the PM Modules app, and you will be able to manage the tasks from the app, okay? And finally, we have the guest app. Since it's tied to the PM Modules, the guest module is part of the PM Modules. It's also a premium feature because it is only available to Ultimate subscribers. This app is supposed to be used by guests. So guests will have access to this portal. And in this portal, the information about their bookings, so there's check-in and check-out dates, emergency contacts, important information about your rental and their state is always going to be handy for them. And finally, you can also upload guides to these apps in case you want to share tips, recommendations with your guests, okay, on the activities that they can do, or what are the best attractions in the area. As I said, today our focus will be on the Lodgify app. So let's start talking about the Lodgify app. How do we download this app and how do we log in? It's pretty straightforward. The app is currently available on both the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. So regardless of the device that you're using, you will be able to use the app. In both cases, you will find it by searching Lodgify Vacation Rental App. Once you have downloaded the app, you can log into the app by using the exact same credentials that you use on the desktop version. So just input your email address and password and you will be able to log in. If you have owners created in your account, owners will also be able to log into the Lodgify app with the same credentials that they use on the desktop version. Once you have logged in, you will stay logged in for 30 days. After 30 days, just for security, as a security measure, you will be logged out and you will have to log in again. But now one of the recent releases in the app was the possibility to save your password. So there's no more, you don't need to input and to manually type your email address and password to log in every time, because now you can simply click on Save Password. You type your password, and let's say that after you log in, you accidentally log out of the app. As you can see on the screen, there you go. You have your credentials there and you just click on them. They will auto-populate the login fields and you are back in the app. Next, super important section in the Lodgify app is the calendars, right? You all want to be able to see your bookings, to understand whether you have any gap, what's the availability. So the calendars allow you to do that in a super easy way. The Lodgify app currently comes with two different calendar views, the single unit view and the multi-unit view. But what is the difference between the single unit view and the multi-unit view? In the single unit view, obviously, you will be able to focus on one rental. So only the calendar of one rental will show, okay? So that in case you just need to double check on the availability of that specific rental, you can do that from here. You will be able to easily move from month to month, but also to jump from one year to the other, if your calendar is open for more than 1 year, of course. But the great thing, and this is one of the differences with the desktop version, and this is a super cool feature of the mobile app, is that through the single unit view, you are now able to not only see the prices applying to each night, but also to quickly change them together with the minimum stay. So you can change the nightly price and the minimum stay from the calendar in just a few clicks. Let's take a look. So here I am changing from one rental to the other. I can move from 1 month to the other real quick. I can also jump from the current year to next year. I select the days. As you can see, the prices are visible here together with the minimum stay. I am selecting the dates. I'm clicking on edit nightly price, and I can easily change the price of the night together with the minimum stay and save. Just remember that the prices that you change through the calendar will also be exported to the OTA, okay? So if you're connected through the channel manager, these prices will be synchronized with the connected channels. Next will be the multi-unit view, so the other view available in the Lodgify app. As the name suggests, this view allows you to see all of the rentals that you have created in your account at once, so that you get a quick overview of the availability of your rentals. You can, again, really easily move from 1 month to the other, between years. It's really easy. And we have, you will see that there are a lot of personal, like, customization options, so that you will see on the calendar and on the app exactly what you want to see. Okay, we will take a look at these customization options in a second. Obviously, from the calendar, you can create bookings and closed periods, so it's really easy to manage your availability from here. And finally, again, just like on the single unit view, you can also manage your nightly prices and minimum stay from the multi-unit view. So let's take a look at the demo. Here I am moving from 2023 to 2024, the month of June. I am selecting the dates that I want to change the price for. Let's change the price from $100 to $150. And in order to see these prices changed, you have to refresh the calendar. As you can see now, you have those blue prices. Those are prices changed through the nightly override feature. Closing the availability is also super easy through the closed period feature. And again, remember to refresh the calendar to see the changes that you have applied, okay? So we were talking about the calendar preferences. Now you're able to see the calendar the exact way you want to see your calendar. What are these customizations that you can apply through the Lodgify app? And keep in mind that some of these are only available in the app. They're not available in the desktop version. First of all, we know that for some customers, it just makes more sense for the week to start on a Sunday, right? For example, in the US, I know that for you guys, you're just used to see the week starting on Sunday. And now you can do that in the app as well. So there's an option that allows you to set Sunday or also Monday for all the others as the starting day of the week. You can sort your rentals as you prefer. That means the order in which they will display on the calendar. It can be alphabetical order, it can be by creation date, but it can also be fully customized. That means that you can drag and drop the rentals so that they are positioned exactly where you want them to be. And finally, you can also choose what you want to see on the calendar. Normally, you will see the rental name, the internal name, in case you have configured an internal name, and the picture, the main picture of your rental. But now through these calendar customization options, you can choose to change that. So here I'm just using some filters. As you can see, you can filter by status of the booking. You can filter by rental, in case you just want to see the calendar of one rental at a time. You can also clear the filters so that the calendar is restored. The default view of the calendar is restored. And I want to show you the customization the customization option. So as you can see here, I'm changing the starting day from Sunday to Monday, so that now Monday is marked as the start of my week. I can sort rentals alphabetically by creation date. And if I hit customize, I can drag and drop rentals to change their position. And here you can toggle on and off the element that you would actually see on the calendar. It is recommended to activate at least one, otherwise it will be very hard to know which rental you're looking at. So be sure to activate at least one of those options, even though if you don't want to, you can. But what can we do on the calendars? And these actions are possible from both views, so the single unit view and the multi-unit view. You can obviously create bookings with and without quote. Now, what's the difference between a booking with and without quote? A booking with a quote is a booking with a price assigned to it. The price is calculated by the system automatically based on your rates settings. Instead, you may want to create a booking without quote. Imagine that you're renting out the property to a friend or family. So you don't really need to keep track of the payments, of the price of the booking. You can just use the option to create a booking without quote so that you know that your calendar is blocked, so that you can prevent any other guests from booking for the same dates, but without adding price information and sending a notification to the guest if not necessary. So this is how you would do that. Choose your dates. You select them from the calendar. You select booking without quote. Here you can change rental dates. You can add the source. Be sure, obviously, to enter the guest details. And in case you want the system to send them the notifications, or if you want to be able to communicate with your guests, just be sure to add their email address. Otherwise, the system won't be able to send any message. Here, you can change the quote. As I said, the quote is calculated based on your rate settings, but you can change it to anything you want. You can change the room rate, add fees, just like I'm doing in this example, taxes, promotions, and so on. And at the very bottom of this view, of this step, you can choose what policy from the ones that you have created in your account you want to assign to the booking. Remember that the policy will determine how the payment will be collected, what happens if the booking is canceled, and if there's any damage deposit to pay. As you can see, when you click on the booking, you will be able to get a preview of the booking details and also have some contact options in case you want to reach out to your guest. Next action would be closing the availability using the closed period. Imagine that that your rental cannot be booked in a specific week or for a specific month because there's some maintenance going on or for whatever other reason. You can easily close the availability from the calendar. You just select the dates, you click on create closed periods, and then the closed period will always display with this black bar on the calendar. And it can obviously also be easily removed. Again, any changes to the availability you apply from Lodgify, whether it's from the mobile app or from the desktop version, will be exported to the connected OTAs. All right. So if you close the availability, you are closing the availability on the connected channels as well. Next, as we already saw, but let's take a closer look at this feature because it's super important. Just imagine that your rental is fully booked, right? But there's that one night that it's still available and you know that you don't accept one night booking. So you know that nobody will be able to book that night, but you really, really, really want to fill in that gap. So normally you would have to open your laptop, create a season rate, change the minimum stay from the desktop version. Instead, now you can do it from the mobile app because as we saw from the calendar, you can select the dates you want to change price and or minimum stay for. Simply type in the new price, save your changes, refresh your calendar. Remember to refresh the calendar. Those blue prices indicate that you have changed the nightly price for those dates using the nightly override feature. Okay, so the nightly override, so prices changed through this feature will always override any default or season rate that you have configured for the rental, and will also be exported to the connected channels. All right, so we now know how to use the calendar, what are the different options and the different actions that we can take on the calendar. Let's take a look at the next section of the Lodgify app. This is the dashboard. The dashboard comes with a widget called Booking Agenda, as you can see here. And this widget gives you a very quick overview of the upcoming bookings, right? So you can see the check-ins that are scheduled for the next 7 or 30 days. This is a booking, for example. And the cool thing about the booking widget is that if I hit the contact button, I will get so many options to easily reach out to the guest. I can do it from the inbox, that it's a built-in section of the Lodgify app. So I can send them a message that they will receive as an email notification. I can call them. I can send a text message, and I can also WhatsApp them. So by hitting WhatsApp, by clicking on WhatsApp, the WhatsApp app installed on your phone will open, and you will be able to send them a quick WhatsApp. From here, other actions that you can take in the dashboard. First of all, you can get your Lodgify user ID here by clicking on your picture here on the top right corner, or your credentials in case you haven't uploaded a picture yet. You will be able to easily get your user ID, and this is very important in case you want to contact us. So if you want to reach out to our support team, you can do that through the quick help button. Remember to always have your user ID handy, and now you have it in the mobile app. So it's really super easy to get it. In case you want to contact us, now you can do it from the app as well. And then obviously from the dashboard, you can also easily sign out from the app. Okay. So that was the dashboard. Now let's talk about another important section of the Lodgify app, right? The whole purpose of using Lodgify, and in this case, the Lodgify app is for you to be able to easily manage your reservations, whether they are reservations you create manually or receive through the Lodgify website or from the channel manager. It doesn't matter. You can do all of those things in the app as well. So first of all, when you enter the reservation section, you will get the full list of reservations. Of course, you will see that there are a lot of filters that you can use in case you just want to see bookings for one specific rental or bookings received through Airbnb. You can do that as well by selecting the corresponding filters. You can locate one specific booking by searching through the guest name or their email address, or if you have the booking ID. So you have a lot of options here as well. And obviously, you can create new bookings, as we saw previously. You can do it from the calendar, but also from the reservation section. And this is just a demo on how to take all of these actions. So now I need to talk to Carl. So I'm looking for his booking. But I actually want to use the filters because I just want to see the bookings that I have created manually in the account. So I can use that filter. I can filter by date. In this case, I want to see all the bookings with check-in and check-out date in the future. Remember, when you select one of these options, to also tick at least one of these boxes. And I also only want to see bookings with a tentative status. Tentative status means there's a pending action on the guest side. So this is my booking, and those are the this is how you can filter and search for specific booking in the reservation section. But once you have opened the reservation you're looking for, what can you do? A lot of different things. Basically, whatever you can do on the desktop version, now you can do it on the app. That's great. There have been a lot of features released recently for this specific section, and we are going to take a look at those now in a second. Obviously, we saw we can create new bookings, cancel bookings, and edit bookings. We can now fully manage payments from the Lodgify app because we can send payment requests, we can issue refund, we can mark payments as paid. So we can do anything through the Lodgify app now. We can now also manage the pre-authorization. The pre-authorization is part of your policy in case you decide to collect a damage deposit and to do it through the pre-authorization feature. You can now manage that from the app as well. That means you can issue it, you can void it, so you can release the funds back on your guest's credit card, but you can also charge from the app. You will charge in case there's any damage to your property. Obviously, we all hope that this never happens, but in case, you know that you're covered, and charging is going to be super easy. It's literally a couple of clicks, and we will see how to do that later on. You can add notes to the booking, so in case there's something specific that you want to remember about the booking, you can add notes to the bookings from the app as well. And you can move bookings to the trash so that they are removed from the reservation list. Let's take a look at a few of these options. For example, here I am clicking on from the payment collection schedule. A widget. I am requesting a payment. Now the banner is appearing here so that I know that there's a pending payment for this reservation. Now my guest is paid by bank transfer. Okay, so I just want to keep track of that payment by marking it as paid. You can do that. My guest unfortunately decided to cancel their booking, so I can cancel the booking from here. See that all of these actions also trigger an automatic notification. So you can also edit the body of this automatic notification from the app. Finally, if you want to add a note like a brief reminder of anything important related to that reservation, you can do that from the app as well. Now, I said that we have recently released a lot of cool features for the reservations. Let's take a look at a few of these features because these were highly requested. So we are super happy that these are now available to all of you. Which are these features? Now you can edit a booking from the app. So in case the guest requests to change the dates of their stay, or they want to book a different rental, or also if you decide to offer them a discount, so you want to change the quote of the booking, now you can do that from the app. You would click on these three dots, guest makes change request. Here in the first step, you can change the rental and the dates of the booking. You can also change the number of guests. And clicking on next, you will be taken to the quote section. So here you can completely change the room rate. You can make it higher or you can make it lower, depending on what you agreed to with your guests. Just one reminder, the policy of a confirmed booking can never be changed. Not from the app, not from the desktop version. It's something that both you and the guest agreed on upon booking, so it can never be changed afterwards. But everything else, now you can do it from the app. Again, should you change a booking, an automatic notification will be triggered. If you hit send, it will be sent, but you can also completely edit the body of that notification. How to manage pre-authorization, another very, very, very requested feature. Now you can do this from the app as well. You would have to scroll to the very bottom of the booking. You can authorize the entire amount or part of it. Once the pre-authorization has been issued, scroll again till the bottom of the reservation, and you will see that it will be marked as pre-authorized. From this amount, you can capture. Let's say that a guest accidentally breaks a chair. Okay, so you have to charge them part of the damage deposit or the entire amount. You can do that as well, and you can keep pre-authorizing as many times as you want, as long as you're doing it within the policy terms and conditions. And obviously, in case you're able to check the property and there's no damage to your property, you can also release the funds from here by hitting void. Okay. Last feature I would like to show you is, again, one of the most requested feature. It was recently released, is the possibility to issue refunds from the app. Remember, it is possible to issue refunds from the Lodgify app, just like on the desktop version, as long as the booking was paid by credit card. So there's no need to enter your dashboard in Stripe or in authorize.net or in any of the other payment gateways you're using. With Lodgify, you can automatically refund from the app now. Again, open your booking, scroll down to the payment collection card. There's this plus icon next to the transaction, issue refund. You can choose whether you want to refund the entire payment or just part of it. Hit confirm, the automatic notification is triggered, and you're done. Okay. Depending on, obviously, the bank and the credit card, it may take more or less time to receive the refund, but the refund is done. Okay, we have seen all the options available to manage Lodgify bookings, right? So these options are available for bookings you create manually from the account, for bookings that you receive and are imported from the, you receive from your Lodgify website. But what happens with OTA bookings? you know that if you're connected to Airbnb, Booking.com, VRBO, and Expedia through our channel manager, those bookings that you receive in these platforms will be imported in Lodgify. What can you do to this booking through the Lodgify app? Pretty much every action that is possible on the desktop version, it's also possible on the app. So for example, let's take a look at one of the most used channel, Airbnb. You will see Airbnb bookings in your Lodgify app. You will be able to see your Airbnb guest details as well. You can exchange messages with your Airbnb guests through the Lodgify app. These messages will appear in the Lodgify app, in the desktop version of your Lodgify account, but also in the dashboard in Airbnb, so on both places. And you can also manage inquiries and booking requests received from Airbnb. Just as a brief reminder that Airbnb bookings cannot be managed from Lodgify. That means that if you want to cancel the booking or if you want to edit the booking, you would have to do it from Airbnb. And this applies to both the desktop and mobile app version. But the good thing is that in the reservation, in the Lodgify app, you have a link that quickly takes you to the reservation in Airbnb. So even if you have to apply any of these changes, it's going to be super easy. So let's take a look. This is a booking request received from Airbnb. Here I have the link that will take me to the Airbnb login page from which I can edit the booking. This is the history of messages exchanged with this Airbnb guest. And now I am accepting the booking request that was imported from Airbnb. Okay, so all the actions that you can take on the desktop version, you can also take them in the Lodgify app for Airbnb. Next channel I want to spend a few minutes on is VRBO. Unlike Airbnb, VRBO reservations are fully managed in Lodgify. What does it mean? That in case you want to cancel the booking or you want to edit the booking, you'd have to do it from Lodgify. And that applies to both versions, the desktop and the mobile app. It's just the way VRBO bookings work. So you will have the booking details available in the Lodgify app for VRBO bookings. You will be able to message with your VRBO guests as well. There's a small difference with the messaging integration we have with Airbnb and VRBO. For VRBO guests, we can send them messages from Lodgify, obviously, from the Lodgify app as well. Those messages will not appear in the VRBO dashboard, okay? They will be sent as email notification to the guests. You can fully manage the reservations in Lodgify. Fully manage means you can apply changes and you can cancel VRBO bookings from Lodgify as well. You can also manage payments and pre-authorization. What does it mean? That the great features that we were looking at 5 minutes ago are also possible for VRBO bookings. That means that you can change the rental, you can change the dates, you can change the price of the booking, you can request payments, you can collect payments, you can issue refunds for credit card payments, and you can also fully manage the pre-authorization of VRBO booking, of the damage deposit for VRBO bookings. So this is an example. This is a VRBO booking. Scrolling down to the payment, collection card. Actually, here I'm adding a note to the booking, just in case. I can edit the guest details from here. I can, as I said, manage payments. So, for example, I can mark payments as paid. I can also request payments and I can refund credit card payments from the Lodgify app as well. Okay, so anything you can do on your direct bookings, you can do it for VRBO bookings as well. Last channel I would like to talk about is Booking.com. So the integration itself with Booking.com is a bit different from the other channels because we don't have content synchronization. So just like for Airbnb, Booking.com's bookings will have to be managed in Booking.com. So in case you want to change something or cancel the booking, you will have to do it in Booking.com. But other than that, You have all Booking.com's bookings details available in Lodgify, so guest details, quote details, and so on. You can, just like for Airbnb, exchange messages with Booking.com's guests that will display on both platforms. So the same messages you see in the Lodgify app in the inbox, you will also see them in Booking.com. You can edit the guest details of Booking.com's bookings in the app, and you have a quick link that takes you to the reservation in Booking.com in case you have to apply any changes to it. One small note on Booking.com's reservation: it is currently not possible to charge them through the Lodgify app. Okay, so you would have to do it either from the desktop version or just from your Booking.com account. So this is a quick example. This is a Booking.com reservation. I can send messages to the guests. Great. This is going to be visible in Booking.com as well. I can change the guest detail. And here there's the link to the Booking.com reservation that will take me to my Booking.com account. Okay, next section of the Lodgify app is the inbox. The inbox is great because obviously for all of you it's important to be able to quickly communicate with your guests, to answer your guests' questions, or in case you want to call them, you want to be able to do that easily from your mobile. And all of that is possible through the inbox. Okay, so the inbox is it will just show you the list of of threads linked to the reservations that you have in Lodgify. Of course, you will have a lot of filters available. You can filter by source of the booking, you can filter by date, you can filter by status and by rental. And you not only can see all the messages that you have exchanged with your guests, but you can also see all booking updates. So if you want to know when the payment was collected, that update and that event is going to be visible in the inbox. If the booking was canceled, but you don't remember exactly when, you will be able to see that in the inbox as well. And obviously, it's going to be super easy to answer, to send messages to your guests, to answer their questions. If you have created saved replies, you will be able to select your saved replies as well from the app. And now you can also add attachments to your messages. You can take a photo. You can also select a photo from your library. Everything is now possible from the app as well. And as I said, getting in touch and reaching out to a guest is going to be super easy and quick from the app, thanks to all the contact options available there. So this is my inbox. These are my threads. Let's open one thread. And as you can see here, I can see all the messages that I have exchanged. The one in green are messages. The one in gray are booking updates. So I know that today at 9:57, I sent a payment request. And now I just want to send a message to my guest. I can do that easily from here. The two icons that you were seeing allow you to either select from the list of saved replies in case you have created templates that you want to send manually. You can select them from here, or also add attachments to your messages. You can click on this icon right here, and as I said, you can choose to take a picture or select a picture from your gallery. Now, this is a bit of a hidden feature. Imagine that you're busy, but you receive a push notification and you open the message of the guest, but you don't have time to answer on the spot, or the question is just too complex and you need more time to build your answer. Now, even if you open a message, you can mark messages as unread. So if you have read the message, but you want to set a reminder for yourself that you still have to get back to the guest, you can easily do so. It's super easy. You just need to swipe left like that, and the message will be marked with this black dot, just for you to easily recognize that, okay, I still need to get back to this guest. Okay, and obviously you can mark them as read the same way. So remember, swipe left and the message will be marked as unread. Now, last section of the mobile app we will take a look at today is the rental section. So obviously, everything we've seen so far wouldn't be possible if without our rentals, right? We have to create rentals in the account. And now, even though it is not possible to create rentals from Lodgify, you can definitely manage these rentals from the Lodgify app. You can definitely manage them from the app. You have access to a lot of different sections, to the rates as well. So a lot of the things that are possible in the desktop version are also possible in the Lodgify app. In case there's a quick change you want to apply on the go, you don't have to wait to be home and have your laptop with you. You can do it from here. So first of all, in the rental section, you will obviously be able to see all of your rentals. You can choose whether you want them to display in a list or with the previews of the pictures. You can filter by status. A rental can be completed or incomplete. You can filter by status in the app, and obviously you can change the order in which the rentals show. So I'm in the rental section. I am changing from one view to the other. I'm filtering and sorting the rentals. And I obviously can clear all the filters as well. But if I want to apply a quick change to the rental, is that possible through the Lodgify app? Absolutely. Now you have access to the overview section of the rental. This allows you to change the rental details. So for example, the rental type, or even the name and the description. So I am in the overview section of my rental. I want to change the description, for example. I click on edit. I can apply quick changes through here. I can also change the rental type in case I need it. In the rental info, I can add the size of my rental. I can also change the maximum occupancy, so the maximum number of guests allowed. And obviously, I can work on the sleeping and room arrangements. So I can add different bed types and change the number of that specific bed type. Same I can do for the rooms. And finally, the amenities. Just a very quick reminder, everything you do here will update your Lodgify website as well. So if you add a new amenity, the website will be updated. In case you want that change to show on the live version, remember to publish it. But this does change the Lodgify default pages, the website default pages. Next section will be the photo section and the location section. Again, from here, you can upload new pictures by clicking here, but you can also change the caption for each picture. This is super important. For SEO purposes, we recommend you add a caption to each one of your pictures. And I can also work on the location. So I can change the address, or I can use the custom location option that allows me to fully personalize the address of my rental. I can add distances in kilometers and miles from the main transportations. And I can upload a custom map. The custom map is just a picture that you can upload in case you want to create a personalized map and want to pin the different things to visit in the area. And I can also manually type the directions on how to reach my property in case you want to share, you feel like you have to share further information on how to get there with your guests. Again, all this will update your website as well. Next, very important, you can edit the policy and configure your calendar restrictions. Now, you cannot create policies from the app, but you can choose a new policy from the ones that have already been created in the account. Once you select the policy, this is the policy that will apply. You can change from one bookability option to the other. For example, if you want to change from booking request to instant booking, here I am changing my booking window. I just don't want to receive bookings for the entire year, but just 6 months. Another option is the advanced option that allows me to control the same day bookings. And obviously you can work on your rental agreement. The rental agreement is just a series of house rules. You want the guests to agree to before bookings, before completing the booking on the website. Once again, everything you change from here will apply to the website as well. You can change the contact details of your rental. By default, the rental is assigned with the contact details you have registered your account under, but you can change those as well and choose to use custom contact details, okay? That will display on the website. So each rental can have its own contact details. And as for operational placeholders, these are used in the automatic notification. Let's say that you want to share instructions on how to use, I don't know, the Wi-Fi in this specific rental. You can add the instructions in the operational placeholder and then reuse the operational placeholder in the automatic custom saved replies, in automatic and custom notifications and saved replies. Last setting, so last section of the rental section that you can manage is rates. So here you will be able to fully configure your default rate for your rental. You will be able to set nightly, weekly, monthly prices. You can add different prices depending, or minimum stay as well, depending on the day of the week. You can configure the occupancy in case you want to charge an extra depending on the number of guests. And you can also activate check-in and check-out restriction. So this is a demo. I am clicking on default rate. I want to change the minimum stay of my default rate from 3 to 2. I can do that from here. I can also add weekly, monthly, and weekly, monthly price, but also a custom period. So if I want to set a flat rate for 14 nights bookings, for example, I can change the price per weekday. Usually you may want to make your prices a bit higher during the weekend, and all the other options available here. So the occupancy, check-in and check-out restrictions, and so on and so forth. Okay, remember this is just the default rate. Okay, so if you want to create your season rate, you would have to do it from the desktop version. But remember that you can still change the prices through the app by using the nightly override feature. So changing the prices and the minimum stay from both views on both calendar views. Okay, the single unit view and the multi-unit view. Okay, so that was, these were all the features. This is how you can make the most out of your Lodgify app. Now it's time for question and answers. We will be more than happy to answer your questions.
Yeah, so the audience has been pretty active in the Q&A, asking us a lot of questions, and also in the chat itself. So Anila, Kazem, and Adriana as well will be tending to your questions, and I'll help them out finding some that are very relevant to you guys. So we've had a bunch of questions regarding maybe missing some features on the app. And a quick one that I just want to ask myself, just to show some wisdom as well, which I'm stealing from Anila, to be fair, is you might be on a previous version of the app. So be sure to go back to Google Play or the App Store and download the latest version, and that should give you access to all of the features that Adriana just highlighted for you. And then some of your other questions were, for example, regarding the units. So those of you who are using bookable units are asking where and if and how they can see the bookable units still in the calendars. Meaning, let's say I've set up 4 bookable units for my rental, but I know there's already 3 booked. I just want to double check to be safe in my calendar. Can I see that on the mobile app? And if so, where would I see that? Maybe for Anila or Kazam, do you guys know?
Okay, so I'll answer this one. At the moment, we don't support this. It is something that we are going to be working on. Thank you for bringing this up to our attention. You look out for it this summer. If you guys are ever wondering what's new in every release, if you go to your app store, every 2 weeks, you'll see an update of what's new in the mobile app. So whether we ping you inside the app or you go to the App Store, you can learn about what's new, and specific to this feature, it will be released this summer.
Perfect. And then we have a question regarding how the reservations are ordered inside of the reservations list. So by default, the reservation that has had the latest update, be it that it's a new booking or be it that there's a new message, that will be at the top. But we have a question from Domain du Sync asking whether they could also order that by the reservation date. Is that an option in the mobile app?
Right now, the filters in the mobile app are the same filters you have available in the web app. If you go to the filter icon, there is a way to filter by upcoming. So I think that would be the most easiest way to filter by date of when the reservation was created. Outside of that, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Jana.
No, I just wanted to add that in order to see like when you're selecting the filters in the reservation section and you have the date filters, be sure when you select, for example, upcoming, or you want to select a specific date range, to also tick one of the other options. Otherwise, the filter won't apply. So either check in, check out, and stay. So sometimes we forget to tick that additional box, and the filter will simply not apply. So we will see no change in the order of the reservations. That was it.
All right, and then I have a question. I believe that was from Frank. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. He's asking, he has a team managing their bookings and is wondering if he can create separate accounts for each of his team members to access those bookings through the app as well as through the desktop. So we do have the PM model functions in the ultimate plan, but he's asking if there's also another option. Do we have something available for him there?
Adriana, do you want to take this question?
Yeah, you can definitely give access to, in this case, we call them owners, but to people that are managing your business with different login credentials. You would have to create their profile from the desktop version first, because it's not possible to do it from the mobile app. But once they're fully set up on the desktop version, they can then access the app using the same credentials and manage. When you create your own profile, you will be able to give them specific permissions and restrictions, and whatever permission or restriction is enabled or disabled for them in the desktop version, then they will be able to take the exact same actions in the app as well. You would just have to create the profile first in desktop version, and then they can log into through the app as well. So yes, the answer is yes, it's possible.
Perfect. And then we have a question from Kathleen. She mentioned that she cannot see past months on the mobile app. Adriana, if I'm correct, you did show that navigation is possible on the mobile app as well, and past months should be part of that as well. No? Can you highlight a little bit more, or once again, how to best navigate month to month, year to year, and things like that?
Yeah, regardless of which view of the calendar you're in, there's a drop down on the top right corner from which you can select the year. So it's going to show the current year, but also, of course, upcoming years, but also past years. And there are the arrows next to the month you're looking at, so that you can go back to past month as well. But yes, it is possible to jump from a month in the past from the app as well, and from both calendar views. So you just simply literally have to click on that drop down, select the month. There are the arrows next to the name of the month, and you will be taken to the desired month in the past. So yes, you can do that.
And one more thing, just to add on to that, if you are to scroll in the mobile app, in the multi-view or the single view, you cannot scroll past the current month. So June, if I try to scroll up, I won't be able to scroll up. I have to access the drop down Adriana just talked about. However, we know this is an issue. Thank you guys for your patience. We're working on it this week, and it will be coming up by the end of the month. So you'll be able to scroll outside of the little drop down as well.
Perfect. And the scrolling options / date selection options will be the same on Apple devices and other devices, or is there any kind of difference that we should be expecting?
The same.
It's the same. Perfect. I see a lot of other questions for non-mobile app topics as well. So I'm trying to find the right questions that are most relevant for everyone regarding the mobile app here. I did see one asking, updating the cover photo in the mobile app, that would still mean to, or that would still need to publish the website from the desktop interface. Would this be the rental image that if I were to change that, I would still need to head out into the desktop version to publish that? Is that correct?
Yes. So if you were to upload the rental in the rental CMS, in order to see it reflected on the web, you will have to then go to the web to publish. So yes, correct. Correct.
Yeah.
But thank you for bringing this to our attention. This is a really good point. And people have actually talked about adding the publish button on the mobile app, and just the publish button. And when I hear situations like this, it helps us build like a good case for it. So thank you.
For sure. It's always hearing from you guys, basically, what your experiences are helps us, everyone at Lodgify, figure out what the best next steps are. So we definitely always appreciate your questions and your input. And we do have another question. How would I know if I have the most recent version of the app installed? And this question is coming from Lisa.
Great question. Adriana, do you want to take that one?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I do it all the time. I just go directly to the App Store and I see if there's an update button. If I go to the App Store, search up Lodgify, I'll see the app. And then if I don't have the latest version, it will say update. And if you do have the latest version, the button won't be available. So that's the easiest way for me to do it.
I'll definitely be stealing that approach from you, Anila. Sorry, Kazem, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, if you're in the Android, you can also long touch the icon and hit the app info, and then there you can see the version. But I'm not sure if that's possible in the iOS.
I think on iOS it's not an option. So we have one option for each type of device, right? So one is to go to the App Store and check whether you see the button, as Alina mentioned, and the other is to hold down the icon on Android devices, like Kazem mentioned. So depending on which device you're on, you now have an option to find out what the latest version is. And of course, like any other tool, we also recommend that you keep your apps and softwares up to date, just to give you the best possible experience and give you access to the latest features. Then we have one more question for you guys, and that is whether we can use the mobile app to make any changes to our website as well.
Thank you for asking this question. At the moment, no, but please reach out to me. My email is anila@lodgify.com, and let me know what exactly on the website builder or the website area of the web app you would like available on the mobile app. We're kind of exploring it right now. We're not quite sure what to make available, what not to make available. So great question, and please reach out to me.
All right. Thank you so much. I see there's still some questions left. So what we'll be doing is definitely send you the recording of our webinar. It will take us a few days to get everything sorted. It will include the recording of the webinar, but also questions that we've handled here in the Q&A, and perhaps as well some of the other questions that we couldn't quite get to, as long as they're pertaining to our mobile app. For all of the other questions, we do invite you, of course, to reach out to our support teams as well, and they'll be happy to have a closer look for you there. And then, especially if it's a question that you think might be very specific to your account, please always be sure to include as much information as possible so that we can help you as best as possible. But we've definitely enjoyed talking to you here today. And all of your questions have been really, really helpful. I'm trying to have one quick look to see if I spot another question that we can answer here still today. Let me see. I think that's it for today. But again, we're super happy to always hear your input, questions, feedback, and any suggestions like that. So like Anila mentioned earlier, her address specific for the mobile app is anila@lodgify.com. And for any other feedback, you can always reach us via roadmap.lodgify.com. No worries, we'll include both of those in the email as well. And then back to Adri. Anna, do you have still anything to?
No, nothing to add. Thank you all so much for participating, for being so active, and for asking all these questions. It was great. I would also like to thank Anila, Kazem, and Stephanie for participating, for answering questions. It was just great. I would like to thank everyone for joining us today, and hope to see you again very soon. Thank you everyone, guys. Have a great rest of the day.